3, 2, 1. And we are back with the Click to Clothes podcast. My name is Travis Alverson, joined by the infamous and one and only
Preston Guyton.
Somebody. What's up, man? How are you? I was actually meant to wear that shirt. I'm so glad I didn't. That would have been weird.
You should have.
It's the same shirt. I always have a rotation on my Easy Home Suit shirts. We gotta get more cuts.
Yeah.
Those ones are my favorite.
How are you feeling today?
Good.
Yeah.
How am I feeling? I ate a homemade pizza.
Yeah.
That burnt my arm. Look at this.
Oh,
Just completely burnt.
I don't even see it. You can't see this? No, to see. I'd see it now.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. That's why I don't cook. I'm a terrible cook. I can't feel any of that stuff.
Yeah. Just
Dude, the weather though, man, changes, and I always lose my voice, and then it's like, then it's gonna get a flu at some point. I'm hoping.
So you got berry bites on your ankle?
No, I have mosquito bites. I don't have any fleas. We made sure no puppies have fleas. You gotta bring the dog into the office.
It's not a puppy.
It's not a puppy anymore. The video they posted the other day was so funny.
She is. I mean, she's like 15 pounds though.
Really?
Yes. She's going to, because Portuguese water dogs get to be about 40, 45 pounds. Yeah, she's not little.
45 pounds?
Yeah, like 40, 30 pounds, somewhere in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we had one, Alyssa Bell, she passed away this year. She was like 45 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's not that big.
That's huge, isn't it?
It's not really. It's medium-sized dog.
Medium size, the medium size.
Yeah, medium. I mean, the males are bigger, but the females typically are 35 pounds.
Jeez, man, that's crazy. I don't know. I'm fine with little Lola being 8 or 9 pounds.
Tearing your house up in your hat.
Yes, and my hats. It's a brand new hat. Yeah, it's a brand new hat. Oh, that's great.
So what are we talking about?
I've been getting a lot of questions from CEOs a lot lately about, and honestly, it sounds like kind of like a broken record sometimes, but I want to know from your perspective, back when you built and you build other like businesses and things like that, but like in the real estate world, what do you think has changed or has not changed? A lot of CEOs ask like, oh, back then it was like way easier, or it wasn't, or it was harder. But I feel like a lot of teams are growing that they're just focused on the right things. What were the right things for you when you built homes?
Same thing that is today. Like the activity works. You know what I mean? Like to be successful, you have to have the activity. It changes with the market. Like depending on the market and what the market's at, it's easier or harder.
Yeah.
You know, so the market's difficult right now. It takes, and we know this, it takes 2 or 3 times the amount of activity that it took 3 years ago, but that was an unsustainable market. Like that made no sense. You know, that's why the prices are where they are now.
Do you think back then gave false expectations to what it's like now?
I mean, definitely the people that started in that year, the years before that, but you know, it's, housing affordability is definitely stretched right now. Most young people can't afford to buy a house. You know, the average buyer is over 45 years old right now. So you know what I mean? So that's, but you're starting to see that change a little bit. But as far as like building a team, I don't think there's any differences. Like you still call, you would still recruit. I mean, John's still teaching the stuff he taught 30 years ago. You know, Greg Harrelson's still doing the things he did 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Still works. You know, he doesn't even prospect anymore. I think he will like in the group, but you know, he still sells 20, 30 million a year on callbacks, you know, because he did all that work for so many years. You know, it's like, hey, come list me, because he's continued to follow up with his past clients and do all the things. So I don't think there's any difference. I mean, I almost have the perspective it's easier.
Yeah.
You know, there's not many Greg Harrelsons. There's not many Johns. There's not many of the people that are willing to do the work. So many people want instant gratification, instant money, quick money. You know, that's the world we live in. Whether it's answers, whether it's money, whether it's Bitcoin, or whatever the hell people think they could get rich off of. They all want it fast. So as far as building a real estate team, if you stay consistent and you do the activities, then you're going to be successful just like you were 20 or 30 years ago. I mean, you know, you see it all the time. Like DJ I don't know if you follow DJ, but he just shared yesterday that his son started working with him at the real estate office. I think it was 18 when he started, maybe not. He's 19 now, or maybe just turned 20. He's worked with him now for like 12 months. Like he started as an ISA and he started selling real estate. Do you do one? DJ Lindsay?
Oh, DJ, yeah,
DJ and Lindsay, yeah. So DJ, and Florida. Yeah. So he started selling I think a year ago, and he's close to 11 million.
What?
His first 12 months.
Oh my god!
So
And it's just
what's
because
that? Like you heard like, oh, it's hard to be successful. It's hard to get people to buy from me when they're 18, 19 years old. They're not going to take you. Explain that to me. The only thing you can look at is, and what DJ shared in the post was activity. And he made like 11,000 phone calls.
Jeez.
Sent so many emails, so many texts, and then he went so far, which I've done this before, but he put a dollar amount on every single thing he did. And based on looking at the commission, based on everything, like each call was worth $30. Yeah. Each text message had a dollar amount to it. Each appointment was worth so much. Each showing was worth so much. Each conversation was worth so. Tie a dollar amount to it. And that's what he did.
That's a great exercise.
And I've done that before where, you look at income of somebody and you look at that income based on the activity and then you tie a dollar amount to it. Obviously he started as an ISA. He had all those conversations and got really good at that. And then went into real estate full time, doing the same activities, getting the same commission split as all the other agents there. And in 12 months, he's at 11 million.
See, that's insane. And like any team, any CEO would love to have an agent like that. But you really just think it's from the fact that he did that little exercise, like even tying dollar value to a different thing that they're focused on?
Well, he did that after the fact, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so looking at the numbers, yeah. But I mean, Greg always talks about it. Like, always talks about how many, kids that get out of high school and start selling real estate that have worked with him, whether you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, after college, whatever, that he's helped, I would say make successful, but help teach them the things to be successful, because you can't make somebody be successful. You can't make somebody make phone calls. They got to be the right person. But that just shows you, like, all the BS of it's harder right now. It's not.
Yeah.
No, so, it's harder. It's harder from a standpoint. It takes more activity, more work, but you have less people willing to do the work today.
Yeah. What would you say to a CEO that is trying to grow a team, like who's like maybe he's at 16 agents and trying to push past that like 1680 threshold? And like, I mean, they're obviously trying to focus on recruiting, but also sales. Like, how do you think they can split their time at something like that? Because like that's what one of the big objections they get from CEOs when I say, "Hey, are you focused on recruiting?" They're like, "Well, I also selling." So
you can't schedule when you show property. You can't schedule when you take a listing. I mean, if you give somebody your calendar and say, "Hey, this is a time of day that I'm in the office. I'm in the office making phone calls, and just stand firm to that." I've seen so many people do it where they'd grown a team, they'd continue to sell, they block out the hours and just, tie yourself to the calendar, like mornings prospecting, afternoons showing property or taking listings or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've heard you say it 1,000 times on calls to people, but like, I feel like, is it really just come down to the calendar and being just firm on what you say and like just really just sticking to it, being consistent at it?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like going to the gym, is it easier to go randomly, or is it easier to have a set schedule and just go at that same time every day?
I mean, for me, I feel like,
For anybody.
I know.
A schedule, like if you just set the schedule, stick to the schedule, it just becomes, you're part of your normal day. Like, I don't love getting up at 4:30, 4:45, but I do it every day. And that makes it where, because if I miss my morning workout, I know I'm not going to have any time throughout the day or night to work out. So, I mean, that's the way my schedule's been for, I don't know, 10 plus years now.
Yeah. When you sat down to create something like Palms, or when you sat down to create like Easy Home Search, like before it was even just like kind of like just an idea at that point, did you just like sit down by yourself and think about like what it is that you want to build, or like where you want to go? Like, do you look at the end result first, or how do you do it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Easy Home Search is a lot different than Palms. Like Palms, we knew we wanted to build a brokerage. We knew we wanted to build it a certain way. We knew we wanted to attract a certain type of people. that one was a little bit different, but any business is going to evolve, right? Like AC Home Search was really just built on Sierra Interactive Platform, a way to generate leads to hand off, to start in Revolution Mortgage here. And then it evolved and, continued to add more MLSs, really continued to evolve and come up with a business plan that and it's evolving today. Like we've added more things because what we thought worked, is working, but not at the speed we wanted it to work. Yeah. So we added more tech and, so that's the thing. Like you always have to be willing to change up what you originally thought if it's not working. Like if I continue to just do that one thing and I'm getting halfway or barely any growth with it, you're going to evolve and change. And I think that's what a lot of people do. Like they get so hung up on what their initial thoughts are, what the business plan looks like, of like, hey, it's going to be this way or no way, and stick to that. And this way is not working and they don't evolve, then they got a business. For me, it's in any business, I think it's, you have to be willing to not only listen to other people, but listen to what the market is and what the market needs. And, Digital Maverick, we listen to what teams need and build things to help teams. Easy Home Search the same way. Yeah. So it's, has always been, not a per lead fee. It's a per market, fee, not a referral fee. And we'll never go away from that.
Speaking of that, what markets do you just open up a bunch of different areas?
Yeah. We added 5 MLSs, so 1 in Florida, Kentucky, Alabama, maybe 2 in Florida.
Where are we at on your roadmap for MLSs?
We're just right at 200. We have some really big ones coming that we've had to join the states as a broker. Like we're joining California, Colorado, Idaho, Minnesota.
Oh, we're going to Minnesota?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to join as a brokerage. So in the process of doing that now. So once we join that, so we're looking at the MLSs that are more difficult to join. So we're doing like North Star or something.
The Minnesota ones.
Yeah, I don't know if it was North Star or whatever it was, but yeah, it's difficult. And then there's, but by the end of next year, we'll be around, I say 300 MLSs. Jeez. Yeah.
Another how many?
There's like 500 or so across the country, but there's a lot of
little ones.
It's like 100 was.
It's like, when's this going to be worth?
So it makes sense.
Worth the stress to get into that.
A lot of those too are like becoming partners in another MLS, or they have reciprocal rights where if you join this MLS, you get the IDX data from that other MLS. But yeah, that's what, that's good. We'll probably be around 250, 300.
Yeah.
300 might be a stretch. Because there's really probably, the way we join now, there's probably 40 or so that we would join by joining that state as a broker. So it's probably, like we're not going to join Alaska.
Whoa,
Anchorage.
It's our going, like Hawaii, we'll add Hawaii, but Alaska,
that's a base set. Hey man, I have an uncle in Eagle River.
You really?
Yeah. That's where they met. They were, my cousins were over there for a while.
Yeah, it's just, how many
listings do they have over there?
The expense of joining in state and everything else, it just doesn't, I don't think it makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Well, when you were building it out, though, and even this kind of goes back to what we started with, but like, were you focused on, like, obviously there are certain MLSs you're like, we need to be in there first. And then, like, did it work back based off of, like, priority in your head or priority based off of, like, need?
At first, we mainly focused on North South Carolina and the Southeast was the kind of idea.
Because you wanted to sweep from right to left, basically. Like, you were just like...
Well, we tried to. Then we jumped around and we just started adding the ones that are easier to add. So we did that. And we just continued to add because we have a list of all the available MLSs and just continued to add.
And then it came based off of
at this now, it's like, now we have all these inquiries coming in where people want, exclusivity in this county, and we're not that MLS. So that's what we're doing now. We have a salesperson starting in October, November.
What?
Yeah, nice. That's, been in this space for about 8 or 9 years. That's going to really accelerate.
You gonna work with Travis?
Yeah, stud. Yeah, and then we'll hire one more. So the goal is to
The year?
I mean, it's hard to find, in this space, right? So it's right. It's always, most likely they won't be here.
We're bringing here though. It's how we sit down and watch.
Like train for sure, but they've been doing it. Like it's
it's
like somebody doing IDX sales. You know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
we'll have, and then the home services side,
That is going to be.
we'll have somebody dedicated. Well, Ksenia's doing that now. We'll have another one or two there. It's no issue. And then the LO Connect, we'll have one person focused on that. And then we'll probably end up, because the way we're doing is like the salespeople are also AEs, so they'll be connected to whoever they sell. So that way they get paid on renewals and they continue to help them answer questions.
So they basically follow their.
And they get to,
That's cool.
maybe they cap at 100, but they're, making, obviously adding some more as there's like fallout. But, if they're having at 100, they continue to get that renewal every 6 months.
That's awesome.
No, they continue to get paid on top of, on top of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, even talking with like Kirby as an example, well, like just even going back to like him having exclusivity, and he's in exclusivity with Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And how he has an ISA in there. Like when we did their call with him, he was just like, "We're crushing." I mean, that's right. I was doing dials for them yesterday for Shut Up and Dial. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, those are things too. Like we're focused on. We if you have exclusivity and spending over $10,000 a month, we give you an ISA that's calling just the easy home search leads. That will become.
And we also get to call it on
That
Shut Up and Dial.
That will become AI. And it's just like the outgoing calls, and you see it too, like the job market and everything else. Like the acceleration of AI is going to lead to the demise of customer service.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now it's
We talk about all the time.
it's just I mean, you train it. Yeah, you train it. It makes calls and it takes incoming calls. Obviously, when you're building a relationship, you need to take calls. But in some things in sales, it's if somebody you're verifying information, it doesn't need to be a person on that call. But if they're talking about looking at different areas and getting on a Zoom and doing the save search and all those things, obviously that needs to be a person. But for the initial registration and setting the appointment, I mean, we're not far off from that being the norm.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So,
I mean, there's a lot of AI prompts and stuff that like you built out, and like, I mean, we played it. An example of it, like, I think it was the last time we were here, but it just took you like what, a week, like 5 days. That sounds so good.
it's kind of scary.
Oh man. Well, no, this is good. I don't want to go down the AI rabbit hole because we will.
No,
But if you guys have questions for us, or if you want to know more about Preston's journey and building all the things he's ever built, please let us know. But we'll see.
See you on the next time.